Hello viewers, it's still your village boy reaching out to you today from the Village Boy Academy. Today I will be discussing a two-part series of sales documentation to prevent fraud. So for the benefit of our readers who prefer a video than reading articles, so I'm making this video. So what is sales documentation? Sales documentation is actually this the record keeping about sales, where every aspect of sales is recorded, adequately recorded and adequately monitored. So when this is not done, usually the business creates some loopholes, for some smart alerts to exploit and make money out of the business for themselves. So in the first part, we'll be looking at those areas which businesses which employees can fleece the money of the company if there are no proper documentations. Then in this last the second edition, the second part of it, we'll be looking at practical solutions whereby you can prevent sales fraud in your organization, especially if those businesses whereby you just have one or two sales persons and they manage the business for you. So for you not to be losing your money to fraudulent practices, it is very imperative that you pay attention to some of these things we are talking about. The first issue is its wastages. Usually in businesses, especially those that sell products, you will encounter some wastages. It could be through production processes, whereby some goods are damaged or some are not properly mixed, so the products eventually did not come out very good. So you take them as, okay, you cannot sell this to customers. Or it could also be during the carriage. Sometimes when you are loading your goods into the delivery van, you can have in case of some damages which may become like wastages. So when this is done, sometimes you don't keep record of them. What they do, some business will just keep those one aside as, okay, these are wastages. But do you know that it's possible for the staff to recycle those or mix wastages with good products and declare them as wastages and thereby sell them, and of course such money does not come to the company. So if you have wastages, the first thing you do is to make sure that you document them properly. Of course, we also have what we call scraps. Scraps also is almost like maybe some product that did not come out very good, or they are almost expiring, or some kind of defects is found in them. So it could also be through the production processes. It could also be through the transportation processes, so that maybe the weight, the measurement or whatever it is, it's no longer as it should be. So you just scrap them, declare them as scrap, which means they are unsaleable in quotes. The truth is that sometimes these scraps can be resold also, or it can be mixed with good product and taken out as scraps, and thereby creating rooms for the people to sell good products with the price of scrap. Even in some organizations where you resell your scrap, if you don't have proper documentation, so you may have like maybe let's say 10 units of scrap, then mix with maybe another 5 units of good products, and everything declared as scraps. So of course you sell the scrap at a very low amount because it's not supposed to be a good product. So the difference is between the 5 good goods, 5 proper goods that were mixed with the scrap. For instance, if there are no records, is sold at the normal price of normal goods, and the excess is simply pocketed by the employees, and the owner of the business is not even aware. So that is that. Then also sometimes we sell good to customer and the customer return those goods. Maybe it doesn't meet some specification, or they are oversupplied, or so many other reasons that could happen. It could also be damaged, for sales to be returned. So sales return, again, some businesses carelessly we just put it aside there, just put it there, and they don't mind. They don't even take record of what has happened to it. Only maybe after some time they just discover that the so-called sales return has disappeared, and they begin to wonder what happened to it. Of course, again, sales return can also be, some places can be repackaged and resold to customers. Now, when they are repackaged and resold without the knowledge of the owner of the business, such money doesn't come to the business. Such money goes to the private pockets of the employees or those who are in charge of that sales processes. So the bottom line here is like, such money that goes out to a third party, either is an employee or a supervisor or whatever, doesn't come to the company. It means, unfortunately, the implication of it that like the cost of production, the cost of sales is increased because some of the costs that was supposed to have been recovered from genuinely selling this product, it's never recovered. It goes to the wrong pockets. Yeah, the person might be an employee, the person might be a supervisor or whatever. So we should be very mindful of this. And of course, discount. Sometimes when you give discount, I always advise that, okay, have a policy, have a standard discount for people. Maybe somebody get discount, it could be cash discount if he pays very early. It could be products discount. Okay, if you buy 10, you get 1. And if you don't document this, it is possible that somebody may say, okay, 3 or 4 customers bought 5, 2, 3 products, and a very smart sales guy might say, okay, this is, I may record it as 1 sales, so that they can take out the extra discount that is given to people who have bought 10 units of that product. So first you should have a policy of your discount. Then there should be a standard. Your discount should be standardized, either a discount or product discount, and there should be a way, of monitoring or recording it. If people come to buy and they are not issued invoice or sales receipt, it is easy for anybody to manipulate. Okay, that actually 5 customers, 1 customer bought 10 units, whereby there could be about 2 or 3 of people who have bought it, and that extra unit that is supposed to be a discount is actually sold by the employee, by this person in charge of sales, and pocket the money, simply pocketed the money. So you might be thinking that, okay, people are buying because you are granting them that product discount and everything, but it may not be so. So you have to be very careful of this. Of course, also there is also the issue of staff steal. Some businesses, some organization, maybe during festive period or during at intervals, they initiate what they call staff sales, whereby the staff is granted discount, for buying. Call it half staff price. So when this is not properly documented, or you don't set a limit to the maximum a particular each staff can buy, you see a situation whereby an employee will go and meet with the normal customer and collect the normal price for the goods and take the good out as staff sales and pocket the rest of the money. So most of the time, the best way you can control staff sales sometimes is, okay, anybody that is that want to sell, want to buy rather as a staff, should indicate in writing, and you compare them, and it's better sometimes you ask them to pay through their salaries, rather than asking them to go and bring cash. Most of the time, they will go and collect money from genuine customers, and they just pocket the difference, and that difference that they are pocketing, the business is losing, and it's affecting the bottom line of the business. Of course, the other one is like sales incentives, which I've mentioned in part, whereby you grant some to encourage sales. All this buy one get two, or 2% discount, 3% discount, and during a sales period. If you don't document this, and of course you have to list out you document by listing out which goods, which items are are affected by a particular percentage of discount, and for which period. Sometimes you have to specify period. If you don't specify period, it becomes an all-commerce affair, and when that is done, it becomes a readily avenue for employee to defraud the organization of their money. So these areas are areas that can create loopholes, both in the manufacturing or buying and selling businesses. So if you don't understand them and if you don't document them properly, you might be thinking you are doing this to gain more sales, but unfortunately you also may be setting another trap that you never thought existed for people to fleece you of your money. So in part 2 we will look at what can be done to ensure that these things they are properly managed. Yeah, these are normal things that happen in business. They are not wrong in themselves, but it is when it is not properly documented, or when it's not well monitored, that it can become a loophole for people to exploit and take money that ordinarily belongs to the business. And of course, it's difficult for you, if you don't document them, to actually confirm that this money is stolen. It is a stolen money at the end of the day, but you will never know because you don't have any means of tracking or tracing them. So in part 2, like I said, we will look at what can be done with the solution to make sure that this kind of we are not caught napping, under these issues that are normal day-to-day business issues, but which, when they are not properly documented, it can become a burden and a loophole for organization to be defrauded. Thank you. Till I come your way next time.